Each week we pick one specific Metro Atlanta neighborhood to call out critical changes to let you know as a seller or a buyer how you might have a particular advantage in that neighborhood. And this week we are featuring Woodland Trace. That's in Acworth. That's Cherokee County. If you're on I-75 headed north, you're going to get off at Highway 92, turn right, and go all the way to Little Ridge Road and turn left. The neighborhood is right there on the left. And here's what's happened in Woodland Trace over the last 3 years. If I lived in Woodland Trace or I lived around Woodland Trace, I would try to figure out how do these numbers affect me and the value of my home. So listen, in 2017, there were a total of 3 homes sold. They sold for $360,000 a piece. On average, $360,000. They took 22 days to sell. The next year in 2218. Are we at 2218 yet, Alfie? Or I think we're probably at 2018.
Unless you have a DeLorean in
In
the back,
2018, there were 4 homes sold. They took 48 days on average and sold for an average of $316,000. That means the average home price in that neighborhood dropped about $44,000 from one year to the next. Now, it does not mean that the average sales price went down and the average home value is going down in the neighborhood, because it could be that some smaller homes sold, older homes sold, homes that had not been updated. Now, year-to-date 2019, there's been 3 homes sold, taken 70 days to sell. Sold for an average of $350,000 each, again 70 days. So we went from 22 days to 48 days to 70 days. It's taking longer to sell. In that neighborhood, I would suggest that if you're going to sell your home, you need to be very sensitive to the condition of your home. When you see things like this happening, it's because people are selling homes that were updated last in 1998, and they're trying to get 2020 prices for a 1998 home. Currently, there is 1 home available for sale in the neighborhood, listed at $415,000. That is $65,000 higher than the average sales price for the rest of this year, which means there's a 4-month supply of inventory, which means it is at the very low end of a balanced market. If you have less than 4 months worth of inventory, what that means is if no new listings come on the market after today, Alfie, it would take 4 months to sell all the homes in that neighborhood. Okay, based on how many homes sold in the prior 12 months. There's about 65 homes in the neighborhood, which means from 2012, when prices were at their all-time low, or not their all-time low, but their recent recession low, all the way to 2017, when prices were at their new all-time high, homeowner equity in the neighborhood increased $11.7 million. That means your average homeowner, average of the 65 homeowners, shares equally in that $11.6 million increase, which to me is fascinating. Oak Grove Elementary, E.T. Booth Middle School, and Etowah High School are the schools that serve this neighborhood. Etowah High School gets a school chimp score of 84, a school chimp score of 84.